Here's another relaxing substance, whiskey. It's also booming in popularity. Sales of the drink are surging, and it's one of the world's fastest growing exports. And that's good for Ireland, which is home to the world's oldest licensed whiskey distillery. Lorda Sexton takes us out.
The term whiskey comes from the Gaelic terms Uisce Beatha, meaning water of life. The Irish claim that whiskey was originated here, something that is disputed by their Scottish cousins. Yet the oldest licensed distillery is in Ireland. And Irish whiskey was once the most popular spirit in the world. However, throughout the 19th century, a long period of decline damaged the industry. But over the past 10 years, whiskey exports from Ireland have grown by 220%.
Irish whiskey has been growing by double digits for the last 20 years. In the last 10 years, we've seen average annual growth rates of about 12%. If we look at the last 5 years, those rates are about 17%. And if we look at 2010 and 2011, we were growing by 35% in each of those years.
In 2003, exports of Irish whiskey made up only 9% of the country's beverage exports. They now account for 28%. While worldwide exports of whiskey are increasing, Ireland still only holds a 4% share of the total world export market, partly due to the number of distilleries in the country. But a recently announced €1 billion investment plans to change this.
At the moment there are 5 distilleries sitting in Ireland. 2 of those would have started in the in the recent past, and the others will be slightly more established, including Midleton here, which goes back to about 1825. If you wind the clock forward and looking at the plans that are already in place, the people who've got planning permission or who are already building, you're adding maybe another 14 to 20 distilleries to that list. So we're talking about maybe 20 distilleries here in the next 5 or 6 years.
Exports of Irish whiskey have surged significantly in the last few years, and Ireland now exports to 77 markets worldwide. But 5 of these markets account for 75% of exports, and the US and EU dominate. But the hope here is that Ireland can now tap into new markets like China. And with ambitious expansion plans in place, the hope here is to quadruple whiskey exports from 6 million to 24 million cases by 2030. Aggressive plans that whiskey executives here are confident of. Lorda Sexton, CCTV, Midleton, County Cork.